Hello and welcome to this notch tutorial for the Amelia wrist pincushion. Once you've downloaded your pattern, cut out your fabric. This is a really quick and easy job as there's only 3 pieces that you require. Take the 2 fabric circles and pin them together, right sides facing. Then take the long piece of fabric and turn over about 1 centimetre at one of the short ends to the wrong side. Then fold the whole piece in half along the length and pin this right sides together. Take these both to the machine and stitch with a 1 centimetre seam allowance. On the circle, remember to leave a 4 to 5 centimetre gap to allow you to stuff this shape later. This pattern requires a piece of plastic to go in the centre of the pin cushion. This is to stop pins and needles pushing down into your wrist when you're wearing it, which obviously wouldn't be very comfortable. I find the best thing to use for this is a discarded milk carton. 2 layers is absolutely sufficient and it's very easy to cut using your template. Once you've cut your plastic circles, just pop them inside the fabric circle just to check that they do fit nicely. To make the decorative stitching easier later on, I would recommend you punch a hole in the centre of the discs. I've used an awl, but you can use a hole punch or anything with a sharp point. Once you've made the hole in the centre, pop the plastic discs back into the fabric pouch and start stuffing. You're only going to stuff on one side of the plastic, so between the plastic and 1 layer of fabric, start putting your toy filling in, making sure you push it right through to the edges of the circle. Keep going until it's nice and firm. Keep testing that you can get the edges joined up. You don't want to overfill it and make life difficult for yourself with the sewing. Once you're happy with the stuffing and it's nice and firm, fold under the raw edges of the circle in the space that you left earlier and pin those in place. Now all you need to do is just neatly hand stitch those edges closed. So to decorate the top of this pincushion, you're going to take the embroidery silk and take a length of it about 80 centimetres or so. Put a decent sized knot in one end, and then from the top down you're going to take the needle through that hole that you made in the plastic and come out of the bottom. Then you're going to bring the thread over the side and back down through the centre. You do this for 6 times so that you divide it into 6 equal sections. When you've got your sections marked out, you need to take the needle back up now, but instead of going from the top down, you're going from the bottom up. So bring the needle out of the top of the pincushion, attach the button, and then take the thread back down to the base. Once you've turned the fabric loop all the way through, you need to insert the elastic inside. Now you can do this by any means you find easy. I quite often use a chopstick and masking tape one end of the elastic to one end of the chopstick, pass it through the fabric and attach the other end with a pin so that it doesn't pull all the way through. Make sure you securely attach the elastic at both ends before taking it to the sewing machine to stitch really securely. Now that the elastic's nice and secure, bring the folded end of the wristband over the raw end and just secure them with a pin. Take a moment just to get the seams all lined up so it's all nice and flat and even, and just double check that you haven't inadvertently twisted your elastic while sewing it together, because that's really annoying when you find you've done that at the very end. Take your completed wristband and pin it to the back of the pincushion. Once it's pinned in place, I would recommend that you take the band and twist it over the top of the pincushion so it sits nice and flat on the base. It makes it just so much easier to hand stitch in place. Then, once you've hand stitched it securely in place, you're done and you're ready to go off on a sewing adventure. Thank you for buying a notch pattern. I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. Don't forget to keep an eye out in our Etsy shop, as there are new patterns added all the time. We look forward to you joining us again soon.